It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Magic Rock Brewing Company, and it's a can of their Haze the Haze. This is an IPA coming in at 6.5% ABV in a 440 milliliter can, and it's been brewed exclusively for Marks and Spencer's. I've realised a couple of things with craft beer as of late. We'll get into it in a moment. This was £3.50 a can. The reason why I'm mentioning that at the start of the review is because it really got me thinking. It's really got me thinking. Without further ado, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Now, I went to Marks and Spencer's for two reasons. One, because I knew they had some new beers out. And of course, we wanted to review them on the channel, so we picked them up. But secondly, I wanted to buy some Paulaner for the snooker final. I like to relax with a few Paulaner Weiss beers watching the snooker final. And let's get into that in a moment. Paulaner was £2.50 a bottle, one of my favourite beers of all time. You can probably tell where I'm going with this, but while the beer's just being poured, let's get into this. We've got a 2-finger, ever so slightly off-white head, more or less white. A nice fluffy head there. Good levels of carbonation rising up the sides of the glass, and yeah, it's good. It's a good looking beer, nice and hazy, amber in colour. It's not looking like a New England IPA. This is looking more like an American West Coast IPA, if I'm honest. Aroma. Rocking the beer back and forth, you can see that carbonation chasing the head up the glass. Let's get the aroma. Smells really good. Smells really hoppy. Really lovely and hoppy, full of kind of tangerine aromas and grapefruit, tangerine, grapefruit, a little bit of lemon and lime. Spicy pepperiness on the back end. A little bit of sweet malt. It smells fantastic. Let's dive into it. It's good. It's good beer. A little bit rough around the edges, if I'm perfectly honest. There's a little bit of heat, I think, from the hops. Maybe this is just super fresh beer, but there's a little bit of heat from the hops. And it's 6.5% ABV. You do get a little kick of that alcohol coming through. It's kind of sweet over there, and then not really bitter, but bitter over there. And of course, this is probably a West Coast IPA, so it's entitled to be that. It's entitled to do that. But the question I'm going to ask, and I'm ready to ask it now, is that I went for two reasons. I went for snooker final. I want to get some Paulaners in to drink and to session and to enjoy. And I went because they had these new beers in Marks and Spencer's. And then I looked at the price. More or less today, looking at the price, and I'm thinking, the beer I really want to drink is £2.50 for a 500 milliliter bottle. The beer that I'm buying to review is a 440 milliliter can, so it's already 60 milliliters less, but it's £1 more. For me, and this is a personal choice, this is just something that I like to do, is to drink Weiss beer. I'm a massive fan of German Weiss beer. I find it fantastically refined. You get the wheat, you get that banana, that clove, that fantastic taste. It's much more of a refined, kind of like, for me, laid back, snooker finals on, going to enjoy it. Not really kind of like overly thinking about the beer, other than I'm really enjoying it. Whereas this feels like it's trying really hard. This feels like it's trying really hard to be a £6 bottle shop, can shop craft beer, but for £3.50. It's trying to do an awful lot for £3.50. And I come to the realisation that of course, I knew it before, but to go to a bottle shop recently and buy a load of Beak beer, buy a load of Duration, buy a load of, what else did I buy? Polly's and the other one from Manchester. Oh, it was a double IPA from Manchester. Fantastic brewery. It'll come to me in a moment. But anyway, my point is, that beer was super refined. It was super refined. It was fantastic. But it's £5.50, £6 a can sometimes for those beers. What I'm trying to say is, the Germans have had a lot of time. They've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years to refine their Weiss beers and their Pilsners. And they can sell it for, well, I just reviewed a German lager from Marks and Spencer's for £2.20 for a 500ml bottle. And it was fantastic. Fantastic. But they've been brewing that stuff for hundreds of years. They've been able to refine it and get it down to that fantastic kind of £2.50 price point, especially for the Poland of Weiss beer. But what I find with IPA is that in order to get a really refined IPA, you got to spend £5 or £6 a can. Selling this at £3.50 in Marks and Spencer's, it feels like they've had to cut a few corners and they've had to try really hard. And I suppose what I'm saying is here, if I bought 4 cans of this for the snooker final, I'd be sitting there, like, not overly enjoying myself, I don't think. I'd be sitting there thinking, oh, this beer's all right, but I just spent £3.50 a can on it. It's just not, this isn't very good, to be honest with you. It's almost kind of like, it's got an astringent taste to it, and as I mentioned, it's trying really hard for that price point, and it's failing, to be honest. Haze the Haze, India Pale Ale, Magic Rock Brewing Company, 6.5% ABV. Drink magic, they say. It's funny, I could go to Lidl and I could buy their pale ale in Lidl, and I thought it was really good, and it was like £1.75 a can. You go to Marks and Spencer's, you pay kind of double the money, and it's really difficult for them to get it kind of that balance right between producing something from Lidl, which is really good. What I'm trying to say here is, I'm finding Magic Rock, that either some of their beers are really working and some of their beers are not working. This for me hasn't worked. Comment in the comments box if you bought this and tried this and you enjoy it. Let me know. But if you equally don't enjoy it, Yeah, let me know too. I think it's quite poor. I think it's a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I won't buy that again. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.